everyone. Welcome back to Together with Ben Core Java Learning Series 1. Keep calm, continue coding, keep calm, subscribe, be happy coding. Let's get started with today's topic, Task 7 Part 2. It's about equality, relational and conditional operators. And our goals is all about applying operators with a comparison example. So that being said, let's get started. Let's name our class as Task 7 Conditional Operators. If you want to compare some things, let's say we have two variables. If A equals to B, we don't do one equal sign, or you have to do double equal, then do B. If we want to check something, say A not equal B, or say A is greater than B. A greater or equal to B, or A less than B, or A less than or equal to B. Okay, these are the things we are going to do. So let's create our variables. And A, let's say 5, and B, 8. And I'm using different variable names, so it's up to you what you want to name it. Okay, so the very first one, if A equals B, and then we are going to open this curly brace right here, and then close it, and then put the statement inside the body. A equals B. If A equals to B, it's going to show this statement. Okay? Else, I wanted to show exact same thing, but with a difference. Not equals. Okay, let's execute. Five not equals 8. Let's make the second variable also 5 and execute. 5 equals 5. And let's make one of them minus or negative 5. Let's execute again. 5 not equals negative 5. As you can see, and check if your code working as it's supposed to. 5 not equals 99. Okay, let's check the second example. How do we do that? Look at line 11. We just have to change one of the equal signs and make this one exclamation mark. If A is not equals B, and then we have to swap these statements because we changed the condition, right? Now let's try the same output. Look at line 9. I made them both same numbers. Let's execute. 5 equals 5. So let's make this one negative 5 and execute. 5 not equals negative 5. Okay, so we use the first example and then the second example if A is bigger than B. Okay, for that, let's comment these out. And then let's write if A is greater than B. Let me show you also another way of doing without the curly brace, but I always recommend using the braces. If A is greater, give me a statement that says A is greater than B. A is greater than B. So you can end the statement just like this, and then you can say else print your statement, and it's going to be the same line with a small difference. Is not greater than B. So this is another way you can do. So let's execute and then check out the output. 5 is greater than negative 5. Let's make them both same number. Let's see if our else condition is working correctly. 5 is not greater than 5. So this brings us another idea. What do we do if there's a condition that says, what if two numbers are equal? All right. So that's also our next lesson, but I just want to give you a quick heads up. So we need to add another condition here. We can do it multiple ways, but let's try one way to do it. say else if, say A equals B. And then give me a statement that says A equals B, which we have it right here on line 15. So I'm just gonna take that example, A equals B. So this is something we are gonna do in our next video, but it doesn't hurt to check it out. Let's execute and find out. 5 equals 5. Now we have covered 3 types of output. When one is greater or equals, or when they're not greater than one another. Let's try another number. So let's make B 10 and execute. 5 is not greater than 10. It's that simple. Let's make this one 500. Let's execute. 500 is greater than 10. So while this works, I'm going to delete this part and then continue on. Let's comment these out. And now what I want to show is if they're greater or equal. How do I do that? If A is greater or equal. Give me a statement. Say, let's take this example. Greater or equal to, I forgot to put B here. And then else, you need to say A is not greater or equal to B. Let's execute. 500 is greater or equal to 10. So let's make it 10 and execute. 10 is greater or equal to 10, which in this case is going to be equal. So it's better if we use this example, right? But just to show you how we can use it, I think that's easy to understand now. We can also put this into Boolean condition. How do we do that? Let's try that on the last 2 examples with else if. So I'm just going to comment these out. First thing I want to do is to create 2 types of variable. Boolean b1, and then I will say A is less than B. It's true or false. If you hover over, it usually tells you, because these values can change and the value can be true, right? So currently it's false. Simplify A less than B to false. So you could also click this, but not necessarily. So let's do this one. Boolean b2 if A equals B, which will return true, right? Because both values are 10. And let's do our last example, b3, and that's also A is greater or equal to B. This will return currently true. But again, if we change these values, the output might change. So let's try this. If we're basically saying if it's false, like B1, or instead you could have said if it's false, A is not less than B, A is not less than B. But let's change this false to B1. And then we can also put another if B2, and then what's B2? If they are true. And then we can say if B3 is true. So if it's true, A is greater or equal to, A is greater or equal to B. And then lastly we can say else and put a statement that says, we can say incorrect input, just to cover all the bases. And let's execute. As you can check right in the output, 10 equals 10, which was the second statement, right? Right here. And then 10 is greater or equal to 10, which was the line 24. So let's change the numbers. Let's make B 100 and execute. You can see 10 is not less than 100, and then we also notice it's incorrect output. So you can get multiple results based on what we said over here. You can also see the example here with the values. If value equals to value 2 or not equals to value 2 and so on, you can make your own and then try to do this code. And always keep in mind that you must use double equal, not one equals, when testing if two primitive values are equal. When we do the very same thing for the string, we can also do that in the following videos. So say if you have a string value, like say hello, and then hello again, you cannot simply say, let's make a boolean and say str equal str2. You can naturally say, but if you see the notes right here, it says replace double equal with equals method. So let me put it here. Replace double equal with equals method. The correct way of doing that, B5, should have been like this. str dot equals str2. Hopefully this gives you an idea how to do that in the strings. And then we will be learning more about if conditions and else if conditions, just like we did right here on line 12. And then continue to the next topic, which is about and or operators, and then also introduction to ternary operations. This is also similar to what we have done. Hopefully this will give you a clear idea. Keep in mind that we need to keep practicing, alright? Thanks for watching, everyone. Hopefully you got something good out of it for today. And stay safe, be careful, and then stay away from coronavirus. Until next time, bye now.